welcome to our new vocabulary unit, which is Unit 7. First of all, the school division is learn today, lead tomorrow. And Unit 7 is titled Eugenie Clark Swimming with Sharks. Eugenie Clark is a scientist, a marine scientist, and this is her photo. And of course, what she is having in her hand is like a shark teeth. And these are the objectives of our lesson. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to define the word meanings in context and compose meaningful sentences. And so first of all, let's watch this
Eugenie Clark began her fascination with fish at an early age. As a young girl, she spent hours at the New York Aquarium, discovering her life's dream. Nicknamed the Shark Lady, this lady scientist has pioneered shark research around the globe and below the 7 seas. Eugenie never relented in her struggle to establish herself as a marine scientist in a male-dominated field, and eventually received her PhD in zoology in 1950. This world-renowned shark expert was the founding director of the Cape Hayes Marine Laboratory in Florida from 1955 to 1967. Now known as the Mote Marine Laboratory, it is known worldwide for its extensive research on the behavior and intelligence of sharks. In 1968, Eugenie became a zoology professor with the University of Maryland. Her infectious enthusiasm for her subject made her a popular instructor before she retired in 1992 as Professor Emerita. She was the chief scientist on several National Geographic projects that have included over 70 dives in deep-sea submersibles. She has shared her excitement of her research in scientific journals, magazine articles, and 3 popular books. An inspiration for young women, this mother of 4 has paved the way for young scientists to follow in her footsteps.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eugenie Clark.
So let's start with the vocabulary words. The first word is barrier, and barrier is a noun, and the meaning is something that blocks the way or an obstacle. The example is firefighters often construct a barrier to stop a forest fire. So as you can see here in this picture, they have if there is a fire in the forest, the firefighters will build these barriers, like obstacles, to separate the part of the forest that has already the fire from the other part, just to stop spreading the fire. So this is called a barrier. Calculate. Calculate is a verb, and it means to find out by using mathematics or reasoning. The other meaning is to reckon or estimate. Reckon or estimate, like also to guess. The example is the math teacher asked us to calculate the number of hours we spend on homework each week. Calculate. Compose. Compose is a verb, and it means to be or make up the parts of, or to form. Compose means to form or to create or write. Like when we write in the writing sessions, we compose paragraphs or essays or short stories. To calm or quiet, here I am here. 1 second. Yes. To calm or quiet one's mind. Yeah, compose yourself. Like keep calm. Okay. The example is before you compose the essay, you might write an outline. So what is the outline? Like when we write the main ideas we're going to discuss and organize our thoughts and ideas. Considerable. Considerable is an adjective, and the meaning is fairly large in size or extent, or worthy of attention. So it means large, or large in size or extent, or it means worthy of our attention. The example is it will take a considerable amount of time to complete the science project. Considerable amount of time, a great amount of time. Deputy. Deputy is a noun and it means one chosen to help or take the place of another, or to act. See here, to take the place of another, a person chosen to take the place of another person, or to act in that person's absence. The sheriff's first act after winning the election, the sheriff, was to appoint a deputy. Industrious is an adjective and it means busy or working steadily. And the example is the crew. The crew means the team or the group that gathered to clean the vacant lot was as industrious as an ant colony. Means that they were very busy, like an ant colony or an ant hole. Jolt. Jolt is a verb and it means to shake up roughly. Shake up. To shake up roughly, or to move along in a jerky or bumpy fashion. The example is, it was fun to jolt down the dirt road in the wagon. To shake down the road in the wagon. Okay. The next word also is jolt, but as a noun, and the meaning is a sudden bump or jerk. A sudden bump or jerk. Jerk means like shaking. Okay, a shock or surprise. A shock or surprise. We felt a jolt as the first wheel started. This is the first wheel. When it is started, they felt jolt, means a shock or surprise, or also a jerk in movement. Loot is a verb and it means to rob by force or violence. To rob. And also using force and violence, especially during war or time of unrest. The soldiers were warned not to loot the villages. So if there is a war and the soldiers are going to cross or pass by this village, they had orders not to loot the village, not to steal or rob everything in the village. Loot as a noun means valuable things that have been stolen or taken by force. So now it means that the things that were stolen. Detectives found loot from a dozen robberies. Found loot means valuable things from a dozen robberies. Rejoice. Rejoice is a verb and it means to feel joy or great delight. To feel joy or great delight, or to make joyful. The example is, the whole town will rejoice if the team wins the championship. You're going to feel very happy. Reliable is an adjective and it means deserving trust or dependable. Means that someone I can depend on. This is the adjective to describe this person is reliable or dependable. It is not easy to find a reliable babysitter. Very well. Senseless is an adjective and it means lacking meaning, or stupid or foolish, or without use of the senses. Without use of the senses. The boxer was knocked senseless by the blow. So he just fainted, or he lost his senses. Senseless. Shrivel. Shrivel is a verb and it means to shrink or wrinkle. As you can see his hand has a lot of wrinkles down here, or especially from heat, cold, or dryness. So this what happens to our hands when it is very dry because of the cold. Okay, it shrivel. Our hands shrivels from the cold and the dryness of the weather. It means shrink and wrinkle. Okay, exposed skin will shrivel in the frosty air, even if you're young. That's all for today. Thank you so much. I hope that you have enjoyed our lesson. If you have questions, you know where to go to. Thank you.